Alright guys, so what I've got in my hands are some court paperwork from the Pierce County Family Support Division. This is an issue that I've been dealing with in private for a long time now. For like a few years since I found out about this situation from this girl. So let me break it down. And by the way, I got a point I want to make in this video that I hope especially young men will listen to. There's a girl that I met, I had been seeing, like I said, a few years ago at this point. We were dating, not in a committed relationship. We were in the early stages of dating. Things were going okay. I wasn't so into the idea of being in a committed relationship with her because I was already seeing some red flags. And I was of the idea that, you know what, this probably isn't going to work out, so I need to end this. But right before that conversation took place, she told me she was pregnant. Whoa. Complete earth-shattering news, especially when, like, not to be mean, this is not somebody that you are willing to spend the rest of your life with. We were using protection and everything, so don't roast me on that. I was doing my due diligence to not have this happen. So when she told me that she was pregnant, I was like, there was no way because we use protection and everything. But this girl was adamant. I mean, adamant that I was the only guy she was seeing. Extremely insulted that I even brought that up. By the way, I'm kind of dirty. I just got off work when I'm filming, so I haven't showered or anything. Bear with me. She was adamant that I was the only guy she was seeing and sleeping with, and how dare I make the assumption that there's even a possibility that it's not my child. And again, I was pissed and scared at the same time because I was ready to end things with this girl. I didn't want to see her anymore. We weren't clicking. I was seeing some red flags in her behavior. Rightfully so. Listen to your gut. And yeah, I was just like, this is not what I want with this person. Not at all. Anyways, we got into a bit of an argument about that because I was trying to ask her, I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, I don't think there's much of a likelihood of that happening because we're using protection and this and that. This girl ended up blocking me, and then she disappeared out of my life. My phone number was blocked, social media was blocked. I didn't hear from her again. So I had this in the back of my mind for a while. You know, literally for however the length of her pregnancy was. I was just going about every day worrying about this. And I thought that it wasn't mine because, of course, I'm like, man, we use protection and stuff. And her behavior was shady. I think she was seeing other people when she said she wasn't. Not that she didn't have a right to, right? We weren't in a committed relationship. But I could just tell from her behavior. I'm like, But you still have that fear in the back of your mind. However long later, I get a random message from her on Instagram. I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so. And she's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, hey, I'm okay. How are you? And she's like, I had my baby and blah, blah, blah. So now my heart's racing again. I'm like, oh, crap, I got to deal with this all over again, which I knew I would at some point. After she eventually unblocked me, I could actually talk to her again. She told me she had the baby, and I went to her Instagram. She added me, and I was looking at the baby. Beautiful little baby, nothing bad to say there. And we had discussed, again, the possibility of, you know, it being someone else's or not being mine. She would get irritated again, and I was talking about doing a DNA test. And she wanted no part of that, really. She was pissed that I even said that. We ended up arguing again, and again, I got blocked. Whole thing wasn't resolved. Now I have this negativity in my mind again, this drama, and I can't just ignore this. It's something I need to nip in the bud. I want to get closure on this and do the right thing if I have to do the right thing and have clarity and closure if, God willing, you know, this is not my child because I didn't want it to be. Let's be honest. I didn't want it to be, as mean as that might sound to you guys. Again, she blocks me, right? I don't hear from her again. Now I'm like, God damn it, you come around again with this dark cloud and anger and this and that. And then when I try to resolve this, you disappear again. And now I don't know where she lives at this point, or I don't know anything at this point. A little bit more time goes by, and then all of a sudden, I get a pamphlet in the mail. Pierce County, whatever, Child Family Support Division. My heart dropped. Now I'm freaking out, going, oh shit, here we go. You know, I open it up and it's this from the courts. They want me to do a DNA test and everything, which I'm fine with because I wanted that, but it's still scary. Like, you get it out of nowhere on a day you're not expecting it. You got to relive this bullshit in your head again. But when I got that paperwork, I'm looking at it, and I don't really know what I'm even looking at because I've never been through this before, and there's all this fucking paperwork, and I'm like, who are all these names? And there's like multiple names of different men that have been named in this court hearing that's supposed to take place or whatever that I had to go to. So there, all these different names of guys. And I'm like, what is this? And I'm one of the many. And then I looked through more. And I'm like, oh, these are guys that she had been sleeping with. Duh. We are all potential fathers. So at that point, I was really annoyed. And I was really feeling like, hell no, this isn't my kid. Hell no, not after like using protection, this and that. And then there's all these other guys involved. So I was feeling a lot better at that point. But still, that stuff is a big deal, so you worry. Nonetheless, I go to this court hearing. We're all there. It's like a video court trial. So I'm on this Zoom call, and a bunch of us, these guys that I'd seen, and she's there too. She wouldn't turn on her camera. She was just there in the audio. But we're going through this. Took forever. I had to sit on this damn Zoom call for hours, sitting through all the other trials to even get to mine, which I was pissed about that. We finally get to it. They say what they got to say, blah, blah, blah. Do you agree to take a DNA test? Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this over with. Whatever. That's all over with. Then I wait another however long again. I want to get this shit over with at this point. Then I wait again. Then I finally get another letter giving me a time and date to go to this facility where they want me to do the DNA test. Great, let's do it. That day rolls around, I do that DNA test. And then I'm asking him, how long till I hear anything? Oh, we don't know. This could take a while. We don't know. I'm like, well, what's a while? We don't know. I'm like, God damn it, man. Do the DNA test. Weeks go by. I'm calling these people. I'm calling this person that's handling this case. She's like, I don't know. I can't give any information. We don't know. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to take as long as it's going to take. And I'm like, my God, man. Is that just the answer I'm going to get? Anyways, I took that test in December, I think it was, of 2024. And here we are just now hearing back in 2025 about that. And I get this letter, or I get this booklet, another booklet from them. So I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm going, well, if I'm not the father, they're probably just going to email me or tell me, hey, you're good, you're in the clear. And I'm like, if I get some paperwork, then I probably am the dad, and they're giving me stuff I got to fill out for now fighting for custody and child support. Sure enough, I get a pamphlet, a booklet in the mail. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my Lord. So I'm scared to open this up. I'm going, oh no, here we go. I open it up. Thank God I am not the father. All the paperwork is about court stuff again, showing dismissal to dismiss me of the case or what have you. Not the father. So I'm like, oh, thank God. None of the guys in that paperwork are the father. None of the men that were listed are the father. None of us are. So, of all the men she named that she could remember she had been sleeping with, not one of them was the dad. So how many damn guys was she sleeping with? That is crazy to me. But again, my gut was telling me something like that was going on, so that's why I was like, this isn't a good person to be with. The moral of the story is, from here on out, like, I feel like I dodged a bullet. This girl was extremely good looking. Like, she was a pretty girl, very sexy girl, all the stuff everyone claims to make a big deal about, but not somebody I would want to spend the rest of my life with. No way. Not somebody I would want to have to be in communication with like that. Not somebody I would have to want to raise a child with. And I am telling you right now, any young man watching this video, a man of any age for that matter, do not sleep with somebody that you are not at least willing to consider having a child with or consider spending the rest of your life with. long term at the very least. Do not sleep with people that you are not willing to do that with, or at least willing to consider doing that with. The more I learned about this girl, I was like, it would not work long term. But again, I felt like I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing because I was using protection and whatnot. But from here on out, I'm going to do my best not to even take that risk with somebody unless it's something like for real, for real. This was eye-opening for me, and it was terrifying. I'm not going to lie, I was terrified because having a kid's a big deal, and I did not want to be with this person. And I remember thinking to myself, I cannot believe I got myself into this. That's what I kept thinking. I cannot believe I got myself into this. But as they say, these hoes ain't loyal. I was pretty convinced with her acting skills that I was the only person she was sleeping with. She was appalled that I brought up the possibility of that. Yet, come to find out, I get paperwork with tons of dudes' names in it. We all took DNA tests. Not one of us is the dad. The dad's still out there. She forgot him. There's so many guys, she don't even remember who they all are. What a world we live in. What a world we live in. Anyways, guys, until next time, God bless.